So that was for me a big realization that if we are to increase the uptake of these policy instruments, which are meant to support reaching our climate and target goals, these policy instruments cannot be treated separately.
Hello everyone, we are here at the European Sustainable Energy Week on day 2, and today we have Andrei from EPC sector and the partner of SmarterEPC. So let's talk about SmarterEPC and what we do in the project. You were studying about policies about EPC and SRI. What did you find about this? What was your conclusion?
Well, it was a very interesting exercise because the policy landscape has been evolving. We are already at the 4th version of the EPBD. And we know how energy performance certificates started, that each member state developed their own scheme with own calculation methodologies. And then later on in the process, the smart readiness indicator was introduced. But there the approach was different, that it started with a common calculation procedure at EU level. And when you look in the details, of course, for energy performance certificates, there is still a diverse manner of implementing the EPBD Energy Performance of Building Directive in the member state. But of course, we see that this is converging. However, with the SRI, it's the other way around, that there is a question, has this to be flexibly adjusted to the national context, or is it good enough as is? However, for me personally, what was striking is the penetration of energy performance certificates that have been there for more than 10 years. And in some countries, in some EU member states, the penetration rate is below 15%. So that was for me a big realization that if we are to increase the uptake of these policy instruments, which are meant to support reaching our climate and target goals, these policy instruments cannot be treated separately. We need to look at ways to integrate and make them unfold together.
Yeah, I agree.
The perception in the activities we have conducted so far in SmarterEPC, together with the partners, we have seen that the perception is that the know-how of the person that would assess the energy performance on one side or the building smartness on the other side is different. And of course there is a nuance, so it's not identical, but to a large extent it's not that different because you deal with the functionality of certain building technology. So I would say that once this perception, which is not necessarily a technically anchored perception, it's more human psychological perception, once we can in a way bust it because it's a myth, I would say that these tools would fall in place naturally. And we have tested and we have shown already with some of our results in SmarterEPC that this is feasible, and it's quite, I would say, pragmatic and a simple way forward. And when you look at energy performance certificates, it really makes sense to just integrate SRI as a module on top of the existing ecosystem.
Of course. Okay. So thank you, Andrei, for these insights, and follow SmarterEPC on our social media to stay updated with new technologies and tools available for you. Bye!